Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a DIY mechanic, or just someone who likes to know what's going on with your car, you've come to the right place. So, what exactly is the B1900 code telling you? Essentially, your car's computer has detected that the voltage supplied to the supplemental restraint system, or SRS module, has dropped below a specific safe threshold. The SES module is the brain of your airbag system. It needs a consistent and stable power supply to function correctly. If the voltage dips, it can't guarantee that it will be able to deploy the airbags in a crash. As a safety precaution, it disables the system and turns on that warning light on your dashboard. This is a critical safety feature, so it's a code you want to address right away. The core of the issue is a voltage supply below threshold. This means the power getting to the SRS electronic control unit, or ACU, isn't strong enough. Think of it like trying to run your TV during a brownout. It might flicker or just shut off because it's not getting the juice it needs. The same principle applies here. The system's self-check has failed because of low power. Now, let's talk about where this problem is located. The electrical path we're concerned with runs from your car's battery, through the ignition system and various fuses, all the way to the SRS ACU. The problem could be at the source, the battery itself, or anywhere along that path. Our diagnostic process will be like a detective's investigation, starting at the most likely source and working our way down the line. So, how do we start diagnosing a B1900 code? The first and most obvious suspect is the battery. A weak or dying battery is the #1 cause of this code. It might have enough power to start the car, but the voltage can dip significantly during the cranking process, which is when the SRS module performs its initial cell. Here's our first diagnostic step. Measure the battery voltage. Grab a multimeter, set it to DC volts, and place the red probe on the positive terminal and the black probe on the negative terminal. With the car off, a healthy, fully charged battery should read around 12.6 volts. If you're seeing anything below 12.4 volts, your battery is likely discharged and needs a good charge. A reading below 12 volts indicates a deeply discharged battery that might be on its last legs. But we're not done yet. We also need to check the voltage during startup. This is called a load test. Have a friend turn the key to start the engine while you keep the multimeter probes on the battery terminals. It's normal for the voltage to drop, but it should not fall below about 9.6 to 10 volts. If it dips lower than that, your battery is failing under load and can't provide the stable power your car's electronics, including the SRS module, need to function. This is a very common scenario that triggers the B1900 code. If the battery checks out, our next stop is the charging system. With the engine running, measure the voltage at the battery terminals again. You should see a reading somewhere between 13.7 and 14.7 volts. This tells you the alternator is doing its job and recharging the battery. If the voltage is still sitting around 12 volts or is excessively high, you might have an alternator problem. Assuming the battery and alternator are good, what's next? Let's move on to the fix. The most common solution, as you might have guessed, is to address the battery. If it was just discharged, put it on a quality battery charger overnight until it's fully topped up. After charging, clear the B1900 code with a scan tool and see if it comes back. If it does, or if the battery failed the load test, it's time for a replacement. A new battery is often the simple and permanent fix for this particular issue. But what if a new battery doesn't solve it? Now we need to inspect the rest of the circuit. The next step is to check the fuses related to the SRS system. Your owner's manual will have a diagram showing the location of the fuse boxers and which fuses protect the airbag system. There might be fuses in both the engine bay and inside the cabin. Pull each relevant fuse and visually inspect it. Look for a broken filament inside. Even better, use your multimeter set to continuity mode to test it. A good fuse will give you a beep. If you find a blown fuse, replace it with a new one of the exact same amperage rating. Never use a higher rated fuse, as that can cause serious damage. If the fuses are all good, it's time to check for bad connections. Look at the battery terminals. Are they clean and tight? Corrosion can build up and act as an insulator, restricting current flow. Clean them with a wire brush and some battery terminal cleaner. Then, trace the main ground cable from the battery to the chassis and engine block. Make sure those connections are clean, tight, and free of rust. A poor ground is a classic cause of mysterious electrical problems. While it's harder to access, if you can locate the SRS module, check its main connector for any signs of corrosion or loose pins. By following these steps, checking the battery, testing the charging system, inspecting fuses, and cleaning connections, you'll solve the B1900 code in the vast majority of cases. Remember to always disconnect the negative battery terminal before working on any part of the airbag system, including its fuses, to prevent any accidental deployment. Safety fierce. Safety fierce. I hope this detailed walkthrough helps you tackle the B1900 code with confidence. It seems like a scary one, but it's often rooted in a simple power supply issue. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more car repair guides. Drop any questions you have in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.